Hey, hi. Woo, y'all. How are you doing? Miss Renee, recovering addict. I'm sorry we was moving stuff, changing stuff around, and I realized, man, I go on tonight. Let us open up with a moment of silence for the addicts who still suffer in and outside of the walls, who's struggling, who trying to find a way to get in and find a new way to live. Thank you, God. The God of my understanding is such a good God. Hi, this is Friday. It is Friday. We are at almost the end of another week. And I am so grateful to everyone. And I hope you had a good week so far. And I hope that that the ones that's recovering understand how blessed we are, no matter what we go through. And we're going to go through some things. But I said, addiction is terrible. I'm studying seeing people's overdosing, like a mother who overdosed for Mother's Day. That was so heartbreaking to me. But I thank God. I thank God that we have another chance to straighten some things out. Look how we came in. Look how the drugs brought us in. And look where we're at today. That's our subject. The way we came in. The way we came in. Peoples wouldn't believe it. And look at us now. Only because we choose not to use. Only because we choose to find a way for us to stop using and deal with this thing called addiction. I had a couple of emails, some people's asking me, my number's on there, any new recovery houses, therapists. I got some good ones for you. And if you feel like you need, or the ones that's struggling, that's coming in, you need to find a recovery place that's just drug-free. And you need to find a therapist, or you need to find a new inpatient, outpatient. I have all that. I have some good peoples too. And some good houses that you can go in. But that if you really want to stay clean from addiction, I want to give a shout out to the ones who celebrating clean time. I want to give a shout out to the ones who decided to change their life and come in to make a difference. I want to give a shout out to the therapists, to the counselors. I love my therapists. I love my counselors. I love the people that I'm still have them in my life. Because see, if you don't take care of yourself, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Straight up. Mr. Sterling White is been my counselor, my therapist. Whatever I need or need to take care of me to get off, I find a way. I don't sit around and wait on people to fix me or help fix me. We have to learn how to get out there and do some footwork and find what's best for us and what we need for us. Shout out to the treatment facilities. Shout out to the inpatient, the outpatient. Shout out to the counselors. I'll take my wig off to you because I know what y'all do. I've seen what you do. I am a prodigal, a child of the God of my understanding that came in through good counselors and good therapists. So I thank y'all. But tonight we want to be talking about addiction. We're talking about how addiction will turn your life upside down, and you would hurt and hurt people's and I thank God that He's been there for us. He's been there for us. When I go to the meetings and I see all my friends and everybody still there, a lot of them is missing. But the ones that's there is there, and we hug and we love each other. And that's a blessing because I'm still connected. I'm still connected. Hey, Robin, baby, how you doing? I'm still connected. Very much so. And I thank God for allowing recovery to teach me how to heal, to teach me that my life can get better, to teach y'all that no matter what happens in your life, you don't have to use. Sorry for being late. We was moving furniture. I'm having a big Roman sale again tomorrow. And we was moving, and I just realized at 7:45, man, I got to go on live. But anyway, thank you. Thank y'all for being a part of my process. Thank you for me being a part of y'all process. You know, I am so grateful. You know, my subtitle was addiction. But what I wanted to talk about, how the drugs brought us in. We came in one way. Did you hear me? We came in a whole ugly different way. And look at us now. And I wanted to touch that because I want you to know how important y'all is. I want you to know anytime that you stop doing something that you've been doing for many years, and through them years we made mistakes, and through them years we burnt some bridges, and through them years we shattered friendships. Through them years we hurt people. And when I just think of the goodness of how God have allow us to come in. I mean, we was broken. Come in broken, you know, not knowing how do we get here like that. And, you know, and we came in looking dirty and nasty and stinking. And we came in not caring about life, not caring about us. You know, I just got to be honest with you. Well, the way we came in to recovery and the way we are now, it's awesome. I thank God for him letting us know that this disease of an addiction didn't kill us all. Didn't destroy all of us. I want to thank God for that. Every day that I get a chance to say, God, thank you, no matter what happens in my life, you have taught us how to deal with it. You have taught us we don't have no control over what people do, how people think, how people act. But I do have a little more control than I ever had, and you do too, to not use no matter what. And I love that saying. I thank God for the NA. I thank God for the AA. I thank God for the CA. I thank God for everything that he has brought us to help us gain, our lives. You know, I've come to tell y'all some good news. Next to my lamp in the pink thing. I come to give you some good news. We didn't get clean. That people wouldn't understand us. We got clean because we finally understand ourselves. We finally know how it goes. It knows that the disease is an addiction. Anything we put in our mouth, anything we put up our nose and in our arms, you know, is subject to hurt us and kill us. We know that much. We know when we went in inpatient how we were devastated. When we went into treatment, you know, we was trying to figure if this the right thing to do. I had to double ask myself, is this the right thing that I want to do? Am I in the right place? You know, I'm going to be away from my kids for 28 days. You know, I wanted to turn around, but the God of my understanding had to have an inside conversation with us. And I'm so glad that he saw favor in us, because a lot of our friends didn't make it. A lot of our kids didn't make it. A lot of our nieces and nephews and uncles and aunties and sisters and brothers didn't make it. So when I tell you that we came in one way and look at us now, you got to believe what we saying. Because we know we came in a whole nother way than we are today. Because when I came in confused, didn't have no managed ability to deal with life, to deal with anything. I know I was a disappointment to my kids. I know I was a disappointment to my mom. And y'all the same way. Y'all got moms, you got kids. We wasn't the best moms. We didn't do everything right. You know, it didn't come with instruction how to be the best mom. But I thank God that I learned about a God of my understanding. Now, I'm grateful for that. Because had not my mama instilled in us, or your grandmama or your granddaddy instilled in us, I don't think we would have made it back. I really don't think we would have made it back. But because of the life we chose to live back in that active addiction, we found a way to free ourselves. And some people say, well, how did you free yourself? Oh, come on. How did I free myself? I started taking accountability when I walked into that center. When I walked into that Northwest General Hospital, I started taking accountability of my life. When we went, hey, Lord, it's good to see you, baby. Sorry I'm late, but I'm here. When we take accountability of the things we have done and the things we did and the things that we did not do. When you walk into any place to ask for help, we already scared and bound and confused and don't like ourselves. I know I didn't. I didn't like myself. I was disappointed in me. I was so disappointed in me. Hey, Gertrude, how you doing? So when I tell you the conversation I wanted tonight was the way we came in. And look at us now. You know, I did some things. You did some things. We did some things. We did some things to fit in with other people because it felt good to us. We didn't think about consequences. We didn't think about losing nothing. We didn't think about our self-respect. We didn't think about caring about how other people love us and care about us. We didn't think about none of that. All we thought about, we were selfish, and we wanted things to do it our way, and we wanted to do what we needed to do. But let me tell you something. The God of my understanding, if you don't know the God of your understanding, you got to get to know him. Because he's a person that will guide you and lead you and tell you, you know, that inner person. Renee, be still. When I tell you that I learned how to be still, when I tell you using drugs taught me the valuable of life, it taught me that I don't have to fit in with people. I don't have to kiss nobody but no more. I don't have to be what they want me to be. Today we are who we chose to be. Why did we choose to be this way? Because the way we were living wasn't our way. The way we were living couldn't have been our way. You know, especially when you got kids and got mothers and you steal from your mama. I stole from my mama only once. But one don't mean nothing. I did it. And I wasn't the same after that night. Recovery has taught me I'm worthy. Recovery has taught me I can make better decisions. Recovery has taught me humbleness. Recovery has taught me how to accept the things I cannot change and the things that I can. Maybe I'll put my hand in it a little bit. Maybe I can work something out. Recovery has taught me that I don't have to buy nobody else to make them feel important towards me or towards you. I don't have to kiss nobody. Okay, if you get over on me and I didn't see it, okay, that's my fault. But if you keep getting over on me and I know what I'm seeing and feeling and I keep letting you do it, now come on now, something wrong with that picture. I ain't never been ashamed to tell you I've been a fool in love. I ain't never been to tell you I was a follower instead of a leader. I ain't going to tell you that. I ain't going to tell you that we didn't learn our lessons due to the drugs of an addiction. I ain't going to tell you that neither. because I was one of them persons that I tried anything, and if it made me feel good just to get out of my head that I was in, I tried it. I tried it. And did it cost me consequences? Yes, it did. It cost me a lot of consequences. It cost me my self-respect. It cost you your self-respect. It cost you to be in some places that we don't even want to. Hey, the way we came in is not the way we living today. I can tell y'all that. I know I ain't down the street trying to find what man that I can get to get me some more money. Man, and since I've been clean, man, hey, my gratitude for God coming in our lives and creating people to do a NACA and AA. It all fit into one. I ain't just caught up in NA. I'm CA too. I'm Cocaine Anonymous. I did it all. I'm AA Anonymous. I did it all. I'm NA because it was many multiples of drugs that I did. And I'm still here. And I can sit here and tell you the way we came, the way we walked into treatment, the way we came through them doors, it wasn't good. But what I do love about you and what I do love about me, we accepted accountability right then. I realized that. I realized that every day that I wake up, accountability must be in your life. Acceptance. You must understand what acceptance means. It don't mean accepting things. I'm so good at accepting things. You know, I don't even think my heart can be broke no more. I done buried my child, buried some of y'all done buried your sons, your loved ones. We done buried our kids. We done buried grandkids. We done buried nieces and nephews. And somehow we still didn't break. Somehow we still standing. We done been in relationships that we know that started off being good, but got ugly and got nasty. And then we both started using each other. I always used a person in a good way, but that didn't always happen for me. You know, that didn't always happen for me. And it don't mean that we ain't good peoples. And it don't mean that we didn't take charge of our lives. We just let other people do things to us because we wasn't in our right mind at the time. And sometimes love can blind a lot of stuff, but it takes you to get from 1 year to another year to realize what you're not going to go through no more. Anytime you got to buy a man or buy a woman to love you and be nice to you and respect you, then they ain't worthy of you. Ain't no man worthy of me if you think I'm going to bend down. See, I came in one way and came out another way. You all came in one way and now you living a whole nother way. And why is that? Because we found out the addiction of drugs cost us misery and pain. And we ran. And I kept running. And I kept using. And I kept running. I kept lying. Kept telling myself I would stop. Kept telling myself I can deal with this alcoholic. Now here I'm a dope fiend. I'm a crackhead. I'm whatever you said I want to be. That's used to be. But honey, when you meet somebody and he drank more than you, then you know you got two problems. When you meet somebody and he doing drugs too, now you got a deeper problem. And when you meet somebody that's not in the same demeanor that you are, then that's a bigger problem. So I had to learn, why did I choose? Why did we choose to walk into a place one way and come out feeling a whole nother way and start taking suggestions, start doing what people asked us to do, start going to meetings, start going to clean places, stop trying to allow people to come in and upset us so we can go back. You know, a lot of my friends went back. A lot of my friends died. You know, and I'm not telling you no lie. I got plenty of witness. I had 3 best friends. It's gone. Choose to go back to drugs. And that's why they say it's a disease. because we think that we got it all together. We think that we got it all together. And before you know it, that disease of an addiction pop back on us. And when we had 30 days and had 60 days and we got 90 days, the more time we stay clean, the harder Satan come after us. He comes so hard, he put people that we love in our face. He put decisions that we know that we shouldn't have made back in our area, in our face. But let me tell you something. When you find a God of your understanding, and if you do what the program suggests you to do, get you a sponsor. I got a doggone good sponsor, still my sponsor. Over 30 decades, I got the same sponsor. I ain't had to pick a different sponsor. I ain't had to choose another sponsor. Another sponsor didn't hurt me. I didn't have to run to this sponsor or this sponsor. That's why it took me the year. Come on, Renee, come on. That's why it took me a year to sit down and listen. Put the cotton in my mouth and listen. Because I'm a person that's been broken so hard that I can't just give everybody my stuff. I got to find somebody that's going to be hardcore like I was with the drugs. Hey, Latasha, good to see you, baby. I had to find somebody special that could deal with a knucklehead like me. And I found her. And I still got her. And I ain't had to get another sponsor. And you know what? And sometimes if you have to, that's a learning lesson. Because now you'll look more clear what you need and what you don't need. I don't like a sponsor that's going to just let me do what I want to do. Or just sit on the phone to hold a conversation. I want a sponsor that's going to put me in the books. I want a sponsor that's going to send me to the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program. I needed a sponsor to tell me that I got to work some steps in order to recover. I can't just go to a meeting. If you just go to a meeting and not work the steps and not understand what the 12-step program is all about, I guarantee you won't stay long. I guarantee you that. So when you find in your way, when we came in one way, and I mean, we came in the doors through Amazing Grace. Because I didn't want to go through that door. I was so scared and devastated. I did not want to go through that door. I wanted to keep using, but I had to find a God at my understanding to keep pushing me. If I could have told you, if you had saw some of us coming in and turning around, I must have went to that door 3 or 4 times and turned around and turned around. And God had to tell me, Renee, you said you was going to do it my way. My way. So now I came to a point I had to make a decision to go through that door or to go back using. And I was so scared that if I went back to using, I was going to die. Because I was a hardcore addict. If it's 365 days in a year, that means I was drinking, getting high, popping pills, whatever I can do. And if you don't think I'm grateful, if you don't think I'm worthy, do you know what I would do? Did you know what we put ourselves through? Some days is greater than other days. And I told my son the other day, I said, son, can't nobody break my heart no more. Disappointment, but can't nobody break my heart no more because I ain't letting them. See, it's a time in your life that through life experience, you should know what being broken really feel like. Somebody used you, somebody hurt you, somebody lied on you. Somebody took from you. Somebody you trust hurt you. Somebody died that you truly love. The disappointment gonna always come. Remember that. Disappointment will always come. But you have to learn that you standing on something or you gonna fall for anything. Everybody that I know have worked hard on their recovery. I'm talking about the people I truly know. had worked hard on the recovery, just watching. What? We came in dirty, nasty, unmanageable, hurt, abused. And you telling me that if I walk through them doors and go in that hospital that something might can change and help me, help my thoughts, get myself together? We as addicts, I be very careful when something feels too good to me. And I guess that's why I'm like I am now. Because everything that felt good to me broke me. Every time I got into a relationship and it felt good, I put my trust in man instead of in the God of my understanding. That was one mistake. The other mistake, I let you in a place that was already broken. That was the second mistake. Then I turned around and gave you my heart, thinking I was in a safe place. And that was the last mistake. When we find joy and peace in our lives, that's more than any dollar. Did you hear what I said? When you find peace in the inner you, that's more than any dollar. When we accept the things that we cannot change, that's a good thing. Because we got accountability to know the difference. When I went into recovery, I was so broken, I kind of stayed away from everybody because I was ashamed. I was ashamed that, that I stole that money from my mom. I was ashamed that I slept around like I did and still came in with no illness. I was ashamed that I gave you my heart and gave you my love and you broke it. I had to go through a lot of changes before we walked through that door. Like I said, we went in one way and look at us now. So the way you walked in, and if you can't see the difference of the way you are today, you missing something. Just to wake up in the morning and know that I didn't use last night puts me in a grateful mood. Just to know that you broke my heart or disappointed me and I didn't pick up and run and get high like I always did put me in a grateful mood. So the way we walk in, whether you walked into a treatment center, the way you walked into a hospital inpatient, I walked in an inpatient. So when I walked in, I know I wasn't nothing nice. I was already mad because I had to be there. I already didn't want to be there. Hey, Sabrina Jackson, good to see you, baby. I already knew I didn't want to be there. But I knew I had to do something different because everything I started to touch started to crumble. My health, my thinking, my impulsiveness, my walking the floors and looking for stuff on the floor. Come on, Renee. Looking out the windows thinking I'm seeing things or I'm waiting on the dope man. Come on, I ain't got to do none of that no more. I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't even got to kiss your butt no more. I'm okay being alone. I've been alone for a long time. You can be with somebody and still be alone. So don't let nobody tell you ain't. You can still be in a place in your life where you got a companionship, a boyfriend, a friend, and still feel alone. I don't ever want to feel like that no more. I don't ever want to feel that way no more. You can have kids and you can have grandkids and still feel alone. But if you ain't working on something, you're going to fall for everything. Sometimes you feel like you're, come on, Renee. When I walked in to treatment, I walked in one way. When you decided to let the drugs go, you walked in or you gave your life to the God of your understanding, or you went in that way. You know, when we went in, we can look back over our lives and say, boy, I sure ain't that way today. You know, I can take criticism. I can take letdowns. I can take disappointments. I can take crying. Don't nobody cry no more than me. I'm a big baby. I'm a big baby, but the only time I used to cry is when I would get high and get to praying to the God of my understanding that I wanted to take my life and kill me. Don't nobody know your story but you unless you tell it. Unless you tell it. This world is wicked. That's why I stay away from wicked peoples. That's why I have to walk with the God of my understanding and only Him. I ain't getting caught up with nobody. Walking through one way. And look at us now. And what price did we have to pay to get here? A lot. And you want me to think, and hey, Terrence, good to see you, baby. You want me to think that I ain't grateful for what God and Doc did for me or did for you? Do you want us to think that you not grateful for every day that we don't pick up? It might not be nothing to you, but it's something to me because my habits was bad habits. I ain't never slept in my bed alone in these many years until I have to laugh sometimes. But I got some peace that I needed. I got what I wanted. And see, you can't buy peace. You can't buy happiness. Or you can get you some cars and get you a few $100,000 or $1 million. Or you can get homes and houses. But do you got peace? You got to have peace to have God understanding. So when I tell you when we walked in one way and look at us now, that's what I mean. I never had peace. I always was high. I always had to buy people. I always wanted you to be my friend. I always wanted to nurture you because I never took time to nurture my own self. Yeah, I miss my mother. We were spoiled brats. We didn't want for nothing. My mother and father had 15 taverns all over the Milwaukee. I could steal money and get money when I wanted. Let me tell you something. And I ain't proud to tell you that neither. I ain't proud to tell you that. I'm not proud. I didn't have to want, hey, Cousin Pam, see you Sunday. Hey, hey, having a Roman sale tomorrow too. You told me to let you know. I ain't having it. We went through the doors one way. And look at us now. Some of us going back to school. Some of us running meetings. Some of us doing service work. Some of us doing sponsorship. Some of us done got married. Some of us done got divorced. Some of us done became a doctor or a lawyer. Some of us know how to get some acceptance that we can't, you see, you know, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I got to tell y'all something. I don't know what happened to me. Because I used to pick men that I always felt that I had to nurture y'all. Caregiver. Fix, manage, and control things so that I can help you. And that's when I lost me. You can't fix and change nobody else's thought. We can speak as much as we want to. They have to go through their thing the way they got to go through their thing. Because wasn't nobody here for me but God of my understanding of the nights that I was laying in the bed in a fetal position and was high and didn't want to get high no more. You know, I had to talk. I had to get my prayer through. I had to say some things to God that he truly believed me that time. You know, so when people tell me, oh, girl, you know, all you got to do is stop using. Okay, that's for you. But it didn't happen for me. I was an impulsive user. I had to wake up in the morning trying to grab something so I can go through the doggone day. So I can stop feeling the stuff I was feeling. Stuff from past drama came right and followed me into my adult life. And I was still carrying. And people think, oh, she'll be all right. She good. You know, you'll be all right. I used to hear people say, oh, she'll be all right. Oh, she mean. Oh, she's so mean. She's so mean and evil. Hell, yes, I was. When I think about the things that I didn't have no choice that happened to me, yes, I grew mean. Yes, I got hateful. All I wanted to do was use. All I wanted to do was hurt other people because I was hurt and didn't know how to fix me. And when you don't know how to fix we run the drugs. We run the alcohol, we run the pills, we run the heroin, we run anything that can get us out of that demeanor of feeling sorry for ourselves, and we'll run. But when we went through them doors or wherever you had to go to get help, we went in there one way, and look at us now. I owe nobody nothing. You owe nobody nothing. You do and live and go to your meetings and you keep your God of your understanding in your life. Can't nobody hurt you. We have disappointment. You know, I told my son yesterday, boy, can't nobody hurt me. I've been disappointed all my life. And I mean from peoples. I ain't disappointed in me. I celebrate me. Because I know what I've been through to get to the point to where I can say we celebrate us. We know what we took. We know what we have as we had. We understand that we went in one way and somehow or another the God of our understanding helped guide us to the path to give us freedom. Freedom from drugs. Freedom from alcohol. Freedom from peoples. Toxic peoples. It seemed like everybody I was me was toxic. You was more toxic than me at a point in time in my life. So today I don't mess with toxic people. See, because when you got a giving heart, can't nobody take that from you. Some people is out here to steal. Some people is out here to take. I ain't never took. I did more giving in my life than I ever received. So when you got a good heart, Satan will send people in your life to disturb that heart. And that's why I'm always on let me tell you something. When I meet guys, I don't know why I still do this. I don't know why. I asked my sponsor and she told me you do know why. I asked her yesterday, I said, why wouldn't I meet these guys? You know, when we meet these, or you meet somebody and they say, hey, baby, you know, you married? I'm like, yep. Why do I do that? And my sponsor said, ask yourself why. I said, why do I do that to me? She said, because you want to keep a perfect heart. My sponsor had to break it down to me, Renee, you've been broken. You know, people use you and you let them, and that's okay. But you have to learn from that. You have to let God tell you and show you what's good for you. Because seemed like I had a thing on my head to say, come fool me how many times you want to. Come get what you want out of me. And I receive nothing but a wet butt. That's it. Keeping it real. That's it. But when you stand for something and don't stand on it, you'll fall for anything. And I can't. I had to call my sponsor. I said, I just met a nice guy. She said, how do you know he nice? You know, I got one of those sponsors. She gonna question you and everything you tell. I said, I met a guy. He seemed to be real nice, driving a nice car. You know, he wasn't like the guys I used to have, no car, or you riding a motorcycle, or ain't got no vehicle at all. He had a nice car and everything. Why did I have to say that? And I had to call my sponsor sitting in the car. And I'm like, why do I keep doing that? You know, I meet nice guys. And she said, don't ask me. She just cut me off. Don't ask me. You know what? Now let me ask you, why do you do that? Nervous. Don't want no more broken heart. She made me think. Remember, I walked in one way and came out another way. Y'all walked in one way and sure enough came out another way. Disappointment and hurt will teach you what you not and cannot accept right away. And so she said, well, what else? What else? You ain't dumb. What else, Renee? I said, well, you know, I don't want to give myself to nobody. You know, I just don't. Because the love I have is so much. If I give it and it get broken and hurt again, maybe I won't handle it in the way I should. Then I started looking, I'm like, oh. I asked her a question, but then she turned around and started asking me. And I gave her the answer that I was looking for through her. And she broke it down, Renee, you don't need me to answer nothing. I've been around you for over 3 decades. I've been your sponsor for over 30 years. You done grow, girl. You ain't gonna let nobody in until you see some results in yourself and in that person. And whoever you let in, boy, they got to work their way through to get in. And she ain't lying. Because I was broken. You know, I was so broken that, you know, every time you had a problem, I wanted to fix it. Or every time that you said you love me, you know, and you made me feel good, you know, I ran with it. But then after a couple of months, that made me feel good and I feel good wasn't there no more. I saw a different person. I'm still the same, but I'm using. You using. So, it's been a while since I trusted anybody. I always keep my blocks up. I always got to figure, God, you got to help me with that. Because, see, when you've been really broken, people say, oh, girl, I've been broken. No, when you really been broken. When you really have sat in the corner of your house with all the lights off. When you really have had a gun put to your head. When you really want to take your own life, you've been broken. When you really found yourself that every friend you had to buy them in some kind of way. I didn't have no friends with giving hearts like me. God blessed me with everything. He blessed me with everything. And I just wanted to make everybody else happy. How can you make everybody else happy when you broken inside yourself? When you eating, when you ain't even hungry. I went in one way. I came out a different way. And people look at me and they say to me, say, Miss Renee, you have changed. I don't care if nobody tells me I've changed. I know I've changed. I don't even walk the same way. I don't even play the same way. My life, I found the peace that I have been hurting for so long. Family messed me up. And the God of my understanding Somehow, he come into our lives and he showed things before it even happened. See, I ain't trying to say that y'all don't have no personal relationship with God, but God shows me things before it even happened. My kids say I'm a psychic. I ain't no psychic. It's when you got close and you got a close relationship with the God of your understanding, he gonna give you warning. He gonna show you some things. He gonna show you some things that you have to sometime think about. And then all of a sudden the next week or a couple months or a couple years, there it is. Just like he showed it to me. I'm a prayer warrior. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't understand it. Every day I'm praying to the God of my understanding. Every day I'm having a conversation with the God of my understanding, whether it's in the truck, whether it's in the car, whether it's in my bathroom, wherever I am. When I walked in that door one way, I came out a whole total another way. All the weight that I used to carry, I don't have that no more. I don't carry no more excess weight. I learned how to separate my kids. I learned how to separate my associates. I learned how to separate my friends. I learned how to keep my peace. Because, see, I'm good in getting mad and thinking you should have did this and you should have did that and why you didn't do this and why you didn't do that. You know, you hurt my feelings. But you know what? That don't happen no more. I ask questions. But it don't happen like that no more. I can't go to bed in anger. I can't go to bed harboring resentments. I can't go to bed saying I love God who I've never seen but don't like my brother or my sister. I can't do the things I used to. When I went in one way, when I went in there for 28 days, something happened. In that hospital, something happened. And I still keep my accounts. I just saw Sterling White go to his clinic, beautiful clinic. I still keep him in my life. I'm going to keep him as long as I can. Because that man, with God of my understanding, changed my whole world. Yeah, he was nice looking. That didn't mean nothing. All them girls get infatuated because he was nice looking, dressed nice, smelled good. I was in there to save my life. I did not want to come back out doing the things that I was doing. And when I tell you the things I was doing was ugly, it was nasty. And just to think the things I would think or act on the things I would think, it was not normal. And I didn't want to come out no more doing the things that I done. If God is willing enough to give us a chance to stay clean and add on 10 and 20 and 30 years, what makes you think I'm going to do a U-turn now? It's too late for that. And you know, I got God of my understanding. He guides my life. Whatever he tells me to do, I do. I have to learn and depend on a man that I cannot see, the God of my understanding, but I can feel him. And I can talk to him and I can tell him all my inner feelings and what I'm going through and ask him to show me some things. And then as a result of me doing that made me a better me. It made me a better me. It made me walk with my head high when I used to keep it down. You know, I love recovery. I love all of it. It ain't just one of them because I did all of it. I ain't caught up in just one. I go to any of them. All of them play the factors in my life because they all do the same thing. Teach us how to stay clean and not use drugs. They teach us how to maintain the ability to know the difference from our wrongs and our right. It maintains to keep me in a comfort place in my life where it can be some peace. Do you know how long I went without peace? As a little girl. No peace. As a middle-aged girl, no peace. As a grown woman, still no peace. As a older woman, I had to find and search, what do peace mean? Peace means you can go to sleep at night and not trying to figure out why somebody else did what they did or hurt you or lied to you and be okay with it. That's peace for me. How I can pay my bills confidently and have money left when I used to give all my money to the dope man and didn't have a dime left. All of it is a wake-up call. Came in one way, came out another way. And the way we came out was to better our lives. I ain't going back. I hate this disease. I hate it. Every time somebody overdose, every time I hear somebody, it hurts me. Because we could have been dead a long time ago. But somehow God knew the purpose. He knew our purpose of what he wanted us to do and what he needed us to do. And that was finding a way to understand your peace. I got peace. You know, I used to didn't have peace. I was mad. I was angry. You know, I was resentful. I held resentments for years. I didn't know how to love because I never had a good, only example of a good love that I had was from my mama. It was from my mama. My daddy made a difference in me, but my mama never did. And that came back to work on me. I never knew a love so good until I found recovery. It taught me how to love me. It taught me how to represent the better me. It taught me how to grow. It taught me how to say no. It taught me how to accept the things I cannot change, but the courage to change and make a difference. I ain't never going back to use. I don't care who used, who. I'm sorry if you left me. You know, I had 3 good friends that died on me, and I couldn't understand it. But then I did understand it because of the disease of an addiction will come back and get you when you ain't even looking for it. That's why I'm always on my P's and Q's. That's why my surrounding means a lot to me. That's why the peoples I encounter myself with means a lot to me. It ain't that many. It ain't but a few women's in my life. I got friends now all over. I got plenty of friends and associated because of the lifestyle I'm living. Being clean, we get friends, pure good friends. But I'm saying the circle I have is very small because I'm grateful. I don't need a big crowd. I don't need nobody to follow me. I don't need nobody to like me. When you fall in love with yourself and you start celebrating yourself, when you start giving to yourself, when you start nurturing yourself, you're going to see what I mean. You're going to come back and say, Renee, you was right. You know, because if you think you got to look good to get love, then you're wrong. If you think you got to be nice to people to get what you want, you're wrong. You got to give all that to yourself. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. It took me a long time to get this far. It took me a long time to even tell somebody. It took me a long time to tell my mother my feelings. It took me a long time to tell God I'm sorry. It took me a long time, God. You know, how did I want to take my own life? Because I had no answer. I had no way out. And then I had to find how? Why do you love me, God? Why do you love me so much? And I did this to you, and I lied this to you. I kept telling you this lie. I kept saying, why do you love me so much, God? And he gave me an answer. I created you. I love you, my child, no matter what you do. I never took my hands off of you. And that's including y'all too. If y'all think y'all the reason y'all invincible, that you make things happen, that is you, you know, like I think I told you about this guy. He told somebody, I don't believe in God. You know, kind of pissed me off, but you know, that's his thought. You know, I love God so much. I don't like nobody to say that around me, but we can't control things when people's in the meeting. But, you know, I don't care what you is. You know, I had to ask him. Only thing I didn't like you telling newcomers that. You know, you would mix a newcomer up, you know, it made me mad. And I asked him, who you think woke you up this morning? I know you ain't finna say me or I. Some people just, I don't know. I don't even try to figure them out no more. It's enough trying to keep up with me. It's enough trying to be in my own head. It's enough trying to figure out why people do the things they do. But I know I ain't doing it. I know I'm too fearful of God. I know that God can take his hands off of me at any given time. I ain't stupid and I ain't crazy. I know when God took me in that doggone Northwest General, I was going there for a reason. He was going to fix and mold me through other people's. He was going to send me a comfort zone through other people's. He was going to nurture me until I got it, until I nurtured myself. He was going to love me no matter who else didn't love me. He was going to care for me no matter... And care for y'all too. Care for y'all too. Y'all clean. Y'all done made changes in your life. You done dumped guys. You done received guys. You done got married. You done got divorced. You know, your kids still gonna hurt you. Your grandkids, you know, sometimes I don't even think I got grandkids. My grandkids don't never call me. Just volunteer to call me. And when you think about all the nights you helped them grandbabies and you took care of them grandbabies and you bought for them grandbabies and you talked to them and took them to the doctor, let them stay with you, fed them, and now using your 65 years old, I'll be good if one of them called me once a week. Now that's enough to make me go get high if I choose to do that. Family ain't even like the same no more. But I got my own family. I got a man upstairs that he'll be everything I need him to be to me. He'll be my comforter. He'll be my doctor. He'll be my teacher. He'll be my daughter, my son. He'll be everything to me because there was a time in our life I didn't have nothing. I felt like nothing. I was nothing but a filthy rag up under his eyes until I opened up my eyes and went in one way and came out another way. Ain't nobody gonna do me like I do me. Ain't nobody gonna do that. Everybody I meet, it start off being nice. Coochie out the question. Because it's so much going on in the world. And you'll probably get mad if I ask you for your social security number, your birthday, all that. See, I care about me. I celebrate me. And I don't want nothing to come in after I done worked so hard on us. We worked hard on us. We did some things. I worked on me. I don't get on here just to get on here. I get on here to free me. And to maybe you hear something that can help you. Whenever you got to double down, whenever you got to do this, whenever you got to keep nurturing people, whenever you got to do that, you out of your zone. You don't have to nurture nobody. And for years. And when I tell you, so help me God, for years. I remember my mother telling me, said, Renee, your problem is you see good in everybody. Even the peoples who ain't got nothing. Even the peoples who ain't got nothing. You still see good. You still try to tell them. You still try to help them. And I still do that. Only thing is, I can't nurture you. Because, see, I used to nurture you and didn't even know what I was really doing because I never nurtured myself. I never understood, but I go all out my way for everybody else. But sometimes in life, it ain't about everybody else. It ain't about them. It's about you. And I had to learn that the hard way. It's about me. It's about my feelings, my concerns. It's about my inner feeling. It's about my mind. It's about my thoughts. It's about me loving on me. It's about me caring about me. It's about me understanding me. Because it was a time in our life I didn't care about the way I think. I didn't care about the compulsiveness. I didn't care about where I slept at. I didn't care about who mouth I put my mouth on. I didn't care about all that. I didn't care about who I hurt. I didn't care about what resemblance I carried. I didn't care. But when I walked in that way, I came in a different way. Now, if I need to drink with you because you drink, and you don't understand I don't drink, you out of my zone anyway. If I got to help you pay your bills, or help you buy you a car, or help loan you some money, and you ain't never gave me none. Come on, Renee. This is stupid stuff I used to do. I used to do that. You tell me you need this and I help you. You tell me you need that, I help you, whatever. You know, God was giving it, so I was letting it go out. He always took care of me, even in my active using. Even when I would be praying as a praying addict to the God of my understanding, he still didn't take his hands off of none of us. He ain't taking his hands off of you. He ain't taking my hand. Look, every day I have a destination of where I'm going. Because it was a time in my life I would get in that car, and wherever my Cadillac ended up, that's where I was. You see a Cadillac going down the alley to buy some dope over here, a Cadillac going down the street to buy some dope over there. My town car in the Cadillac is what I had. And everybody knew them cars when they said. I was killing my own self because I was missing something in life. I was missing me. I had to get back and finally find why am I unique? Why are you unique? What is unique about you? Well, when you went in one door and went in one way and came out another way, what was unique about you? I'm different. Did you ever tell yourself you're different? Did you ever tell yourself you're worthy of everything that you even thought about you wanted? Did you ever tell yourself that I'm so grateful, God, that you changed me, that you took me out of the gutter? Being on drugs is in the gutter. It hurts you. It destroys you. It takes from you. So do you ever think about that? So I had to find me. I had to understand why I carry resentment, why I was so angry, why I didn't feel worthy. Because I never put in me what I put in everybody else. I had to put in me what I dished to everybody else. So I'm grateful. So I found myself being grateful. I found myself loving on God like I never loved on another man in my life. God is my everything. He will send us what we need. He will send you what you need. He's so good, he'll even give you your wants. That's how good he is. But I live my life like I appreciate my life. And it took me a long time to get there. And I still try to help people, but it only goes so far. You know, it only goes so far. Because everything I did for everybody else, I do for me. You know, and the greatest gift that I got out of finding the God of my understanding in the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program, the 12-step program, was peace. I finally found peace. Something that some people don't even have. They think they got the cars, they got the money, they got that, but they ain't got no peace. And if you ain't got no peace, then you ain't got you. You got to understand what it is to have peace. That means not to carry yourself out of your character. When something or disappointment or something don't work or somebody die on you, you had to fight more to contain what you worked so hard for. So I'm grateful, y'all. I got on here at 8:15, so I'm gonna let you go. I know I love y'all. I thank God for y'all. I'm understanding that God is who he is. He's a very good God. And the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous have been very good to me. The 12 step itself, the basic book, still teaches me that God has been good to me. So therefore I am grateful. So next on Sunday, we're on step 4. We're on step 4. And this is a step that get me really excited. I tell y'all about all that, but I love the steps. God is I'm going to work on it all night and tomorrow and give a whole different other because I write down everything. Thank y'all. If ain't nobody never told you that they love you, say Miss Renee, always tell us we love you. Be nice and kind to people. Treat them like you really wanted to be treated. And thank y'all. I'll see y'all on Sunday. And Cousin Pam, I told y'all I probably barbecue. We're having another Roman sale. The other one did so well, more than well. And I thank God that I have the freedom to do God's will no matter what. I don't let nothing stop me. I'm a go-getter. You know, I just love the peace that I found in myself. So God bless you. Y'all have a good, safe weekend. If I don't see y'all, but one Saturday, on Sunday at 2 o'clock, we made a searching and fearless inventory of ourselves. And I believe that's we on step 4. I got to go back and look. And I believe we on step 4. My God continue to bless you, keep you, and keep you safe. And do something nice for somebody. If anybody, like I said, want to know about the therapists and the counselors, I got some good ones. If anybody's struggling on here trying to get help and get in somewhere that's recovery free, I mean real recovery free, and go to counselors and a good therapist, I got them too. I'm here to help any way I can for another addict to stay clean and get their lives together. God bless you. Talk to you soon. See you on Sunday. Good night.